It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Spurs out in San Antonio. Checking out the Spurs, 6 wins in their last 10 games. They'd like to play even better. Tonight, a chance to add to their win total. And you often hear about the on-court intensity of some of the all-time greats, guys like Kobe and Jordan, but they'll tell you that Russell Westbrook has that same edge to his game. Guys, how does that work to his advantage?
He's always had the utmost confidence in himself. It bleeds out of him. You see the confidence. And in any question that you had about his leadership has been answered right now.
I agree with that. And one thing I like about his game is he looks for a way to take over the game from start to finish.
And he's made popular a new statistical category.
Which is?
Triple Russells.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, I like that, Ernie.
Yeah,
you got
mine.
2 of them, right?
I stole it from someone.
But that's okay. It sounds better coming out of your mouth.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
This is 2K Sports broadcasting from San Antonio as the Spurs take it to the hardwood here at the AT&T Center. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analysts, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. This road trip for the Thunder kicking things off here in this one. Still trying to find that groove they had last year. They'd like to grab hold of some new momentum and get closer to where they were a season ago.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
And that's what makes it fun. You love seeing these two teams go head-to-head. They're going all out.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, we all know how hard Russell Westbrook plays every night. Coach Billy Donovan said he plays with such force and passion. He gets so intense, so competitive, so emotional, but he's doing a good job of bringing himself back together and understanding there's other guys out there depending on him. Kevin?
And that's how Russ has always been, D.A., a high-motor player who leaves it all out on the floor. Doris, we may not see a lot of small ball this evening. 2 teams that are deadly operating on the blocks. How have they been successful with that, where other teams haven't?
Well, it's fascinating, Kev, because from a personnel standpoint, they have elected to play with size. And there's a commitment to that, pounding the ball deep into the post every trip down.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony is out there with Steven Adams. And it's George in at the 3. And here are the Spurs. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, there's no doubt. They were sharp on the offensive end. The bench guys just did a sensational job bringing their A game.
6 to shoot. Green kicks to Aldridge. And here's the break. Anthony can't hit. San Antonio with the ball. Outside, Green. Outside, Aldridge. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Outside, George. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. About a minute played so far here in the first. Westbrook rebounds San Antonio. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Now here's Mills. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. Westbrook pulls it in.
Gets it to very close range, but there was no way the defense going to back off and give him that layup.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Screen by Adams. Outside, George. 5 to shoot. Shoots over Leonard.
And just the kind of start you're hoping to avoid. 1 for 5 from the field here early on.
Thunder on D. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
And it's always nice to get the easy look inside for your first points of the game.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And worth mentioning, guys, the free throw percentage he brought in from last season, how about 88%?
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
It's so fascinating to look back on Thunder history because 3 current players who are dominating the league were together on the Oklahoma City Thunder: Harden, Durant, and Westbrook. In retrospect, the talent level on that team was unreal.
Now here's Mills. He's covered by Westbrook. Green, the screen. And Mills kicks to Gasol. 6 on the shot clock. Leonard with the ball. Now defended by Adams. And here's Mills for 3. They get it back. Aldridge up on top. Now the pass to Green. Mills dishes to Aldridge. Mills with it. Aldridge with a screen on Anthony. And Mills kicks to Green. Misses off the right iron. The Thunder with the lead. Here's George. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Yeah, you have to respect the focus of Paul George, not letting the defense alter his shot.
Outside, Green. Pass to Leonard. Drops in the layup for 2. Leonard's got 5 now.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
George, no good.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Leonard, the pass to Mills. Aldridge a screen. Mills dishes to Aldridge. Stolen by Westbrook. Pass to Roberson. And that one's good. Westbrook, 6 points for him.
What a phenomenal quarter from the field. A great shooting percentage, excellent shots. This is really well done.
Green kicks to Leonard. Over George. Green passes to Gasol. He feeds it to Mills. Gasol, a screen on Westbrook. Anthony with the block.
Melo just reading the play the right way, put in the extra effort to come up with such a nice block.
George with the bucket.
Well, this is a guy who understands his role in their offense, right? And they know exactly how to use him.
And here's Mills. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
Boy, the quick hands of Anthony. He was off and running. Once he gets going like that, pretty much no way to shut that down. You know, you just look back on the way Melo's game has evolved over his career. Certainly a couple of changes. He uses his outside shot far more often now that he is more comfortable with his three. And not as many fouls drawn, but he still does a really good job attacking the rim.
And think about Melo's game over the years, Doris. He's made adjustments, but overall he has remained incredibly consistent in what his strengths are.
Well, this guy is a tremendous scorer from the mid-range. You can post him on the low block. You certainly don't score 20 points per game every season in your career without having multiple tools at your disposal.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You know, that's okay, I think. Even though they miss, they still have to be happy with the shot selection.
Here's Westbrook. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Here's George. He had 10 points in the win against Chicago.
Yeah, Kev, he was a standout on the backboards that night and got a number of big rebounds.
Now, here is George. Passes to Westbrook. Screen by Adams. 5 to shoot. Gasol with the steal. And the wide open shot from Green. Offline with his three.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Spurs trail by 7. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Leonard on the wing, defended by George. It's hauled in by George.
Great contest by the defender, but that's a dunk you've got to put down in his face.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
Now, I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. And Paul George, the 10th overall pick in 2010 out of Fresno State. I'm not sure anyone realized, Doris, he'd be this good when he first got into the league.
No, you make a great point, Kev, because the physical tools were there, but his work ethic to keep adding layers to his game has been truly a thing to watch. This guy's got a chance to win league MVP before it's all said and done.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Outside Westbrook. And he gets it to go. Westbrook's got 11 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
There's a good screen. Ginobili kicks to Leonard. Back to Ginobili. He dishes it to Leonard. Clock at 6. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Doris, many teams want to push the pace now. I know you like that. Some do it better than others. What's the key, and you've done this in college, to being successful with an up-tempo scheme?
Well, I think obviously, one, you've got to have 3-tool players who are unselfish by nature. 3-tool meaning once you catch the basketball, you are a triple threat. You can pass it, you can score it, you can dribble it. You're able to be a playmaker in every instance, because once you allow people to spread the floor, and by that I mean the spacing is, there are 5 guys spread out maybe beyond the three-point line, so the defenders are essentially on an island until a screen comes. You've got to be a triple threat on the catch to be successful in those pace and space systems. You got to be able to shoot it too, Kev. That's the key.
Screen by Grant. Felton against Gay. Now here's Patterson. He's guarded closely. Fades away. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul. Spurs trail by 6. Ginobili kicks to Murray. Here's Ginobili. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Boy, picks up that second foul very early in this game. He's going to have to tread lightly for the rest of this half.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Collison's out there. Here's Murray. Now Laverne. Gay kicks to Ginobili. Clock at 4. A step back shot here. Unable to get that one. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Felton kicks to Patterson. Collison with it. Laverne on him. Right side, Collison. Jacks up a 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Grant's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, Grant is going to have to expand his range. And how about the confidence on that jumper?
Outside Leonard. There's the screen. And the call will be against Nick Collison. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
San Antonio with the ball. 9-point game. Gay with it. Now defended by Grant. And here's Leonard from 3.
Yeah, but the defense is doing a pretty good job of contesting those long-range shots.
Murray kicks to Ginobili. Outside Leonard. Over to the wing. Ginobili outside. Clock at 6.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
He doesn't let that possession go to waste, Kev. He's going to feed on those second chance opportunities. Boy, that's pretty work.
Now here's Felton. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Grant kicks to Abrinas. Grant against Gay. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Hustis is checked in for Nick Collison. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. They lead by 7. And so here is Oklahoma City. Shot clock at 6. Felton dishes to Patterson. Grant gets a wide open look. No good on the 3. San Antonio's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Ginobili. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Outside Felton. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Spurs trail by 7. It's Ginobili outside. The rebound by Patterson.
Boy, he's so used to having a hand in his face that I think it caught him off guard to be that wide open.
Outside Felton. Count it. Good. Felton's got his first bucket of the night.
But with that frame, outstanding strength by Ray Felton, working hard inside.
Left side Anderson. Gay outside. In the corner, it's Ginobili. Drills it from outside. Ginobili's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Felton kicks to Patterson. Patterson, the screen. Grant outside. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, I like how Jeremy Grant continues to work on his game. The jumper is coming along, and he remains an exceptional defensive player.
The Thunder have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. He's off on the first. Kyle Singler, he's checked in for Eustis. And he sinks the second.
You think about what Coach Billy Donovan has had to deal with in terms of his roster makeup in his tenure in Oklahoma City. You begin with Kevin Durant and Serge Ibaka, then you lose both those guys after your first year, and now you add Paul George. Through it all, Billy has been able to keep this team competitive.
Here is Felton after Rudy Gay's bucket. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Top of the key, Singler. Patterson setting the pick for Singler. Connects from three-point range. And the Thunder lead by 8. Now here's Murray. It's his first trip to the line.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Murray. And so Murray nails both of them. And so it's Oklahoma City with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism, also a guy who is extremely critical of himself.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night to be able to come out, to know when to score, to know when to pass, to know when to be aggressive, to know when to slow down. It can be tough at times because I want to do so well, and I want my teammates to do so well, and I want to win so bad.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Well, I mean, they just got hot early from beyond the arc, and we'll just have to wait and see if they can keep that going.
You just try to keep riding this wave, right? They've been absolutely dominant from three-point territory.
We've got Rudy Gay, Laverne out there with Anderson. Then there's Murray, and it's Ginobili in at the 2. That's the San Antonio 5. Now here's Murray. 9 points last game. He kicks it to Gay. Shot clock at 6. Here's Laverne. Lays it up and banks it in. Laverne's got his first basket of the night.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
The dish to Singler. Back to Abrinas. From past the arc. The shot, no good. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. There's a screen. Gay outside. And stolen by Singler. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, the Spurs' Greg Popovich talked about developing players. He said, our method is usually tough love. I don't think coddling works, and beating them to death mentally doesn't work either. You give them a clear picture of what's demanded, show care, understand what makes them tick. If that doesn't get through, you get rid of them. Kevin?
And the military background of Popovich plays a part in this way of thinking, David. It's why the Spurs have been so successful for so many years. Now here's Murray. Laverne passes to Gay. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. There's a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Murray. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Murray's got his second bucket of the night. The Thunder leading by 4. And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City. Doris, with defensive rules now allowing teams to play a sort of soft zone, does that make it easier to hide bad defensive players on your team?
Well, it certainly gives you one avenue. I don't think you can play zone in the NBA for any extended periods because the coaching is too good and the skill level of the players would destroy a zone if you gave a steady diet of it. I do believe, however, that hiding a defensive weakness comes down to personnel. How many can you hide on one particular floor? Somebody's going to get exposed somewhere if there's too many.
No doubt. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Laverne. Bertans comes in for Rudy Gay. Danny Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Murray. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Jeremy Grant. Paul George comes in for Kyle Singler. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Alex Abrinas. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Raymond Felton. Here's Aldridge, who's back up. And Robertson pulls it down. Oklahoma City leading by 7. The shot by George, wide open, kept alive. The Spurs have gone 2 of 6 in the field in the second quarter so far. Anderson with the ball. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Bertans kicks to Aldridge. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. And then George with the jam.
Oh, Kevin, that is Paul George, the incredible vertical and the unbelievable creativity.
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Anthony can't hit. And here's Mills. Anderson the screen. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Anderson outside. Aldridge a screen. Just 4 to shoot. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for the Thunder.
And boy, they've been producing points both inside and out. That kind of symmetry offensively is a great sign, and it's correlated with their early success.
Adams, he's checked in for Patrick Patterson. There's a good screen. Screen by Adams. Adams sets the pick for Westbrook. Shoots over Mills. And Westbrook gets it to go. Westbrook's got 5 points now this quarter.
Russell Westbrook making the game look easy. A shoot-first point guard who can catch fire.
And Mills kicks to Bertans. Green, the screen. Bertans passes to Anderson. Feeds it to Mills. Aldridge inside. Adams defending. The shot's good. Aldridge has got his first points of the game.
His mid-range game is what sets Aldridge apart from the other bigs in our league. He's about as accurate a shooter as you'll find among players with his size.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
First one falls for him. The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump, but I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league.
He's perfect from the line this time. Hey, Doris, on the subject of league expansion, Commissioner Silver has said that 30 teams feels about right at this point. How long do you think it's going to be before we add another franchise or two to the NBA?
Right. Let me just say that I completely concur with Commissioner Silver. The last thing we want to see when the NBA is at its peak in popularity is expansion that might dilute some of the competitiveness that we want to see happen. The bigger question right now is these super team issues. Are we at a point where there is such disparity between the best teams in the league and the worst? Let's address that first, and then we can look at expansion down the road.
So you do not like the super team aspect that we're beginning to see formulated from time to time?
I don't necessarily want to say that. I think the jury is still out, Kevin. We have to see how the next 2 or 3 years plays out as it relates to both Cleveland and Golden State. I think there was a period in the 80s where it felt like it was the Lakers and the Celtics every year. Let's not overreact, but certainly let's not add teams before we make sure we are where we need to be from a competitiveness standpoint.
Now here's Westbrook. 18 points for him. Shoots over Mills. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Outside Aldridge. Back to Mills. Aldridge with a screen on Westbrook. Mills dishes to Aldridge. That shot, no good. Adams, some nice D. Here's Roberson, guarded by Green. Roberson, the pass to Carmelo. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
You know, that's one thing Melo has always been able to do. Use his strength to overpower you and get the advantage.
San Antonio calls timeout. Well, you talk about the very definition of what a defensive specialist is, Doris, and that is Andre Roberson.
Right. What you love about Roberson is he can match up with multiple positions on the defensive end. One thing you worry about, obviously, is teams when he is on the offensive end, they're going to give him a lot of shots because he's yet to prove he can consistently knock those down.
Here's Aldridge after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Off the screen, Westbrook pulls it in. Westbrook's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
Spurs trail by 10. Outside Aldridge. The jumper's good from inside 6 feet. Aldridge has got 7 points for the quarter.
Now, really found his stroke here in the second quarter after missing everything in the first.
Here's Anthony, and it's sent back by Aldridge. And he gets it back. And that one's good, Anthony. Spurs have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Aldridge a screen. Gasol a screen on George. Leonard attacking. Oh! That is just nasty.
About the athleticism on that finish.
Nice.
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
Anthony with the screen on Green. Outside, George. Adams sets the pick for George. Leonard with the steal. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Leonard's got 14.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
They set the screen. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. A rebound by the Spurs. Gasol's got his 5th rebound in this one.
As long as they can hang on to this lead, he won't have to answer for what's been an off night for him.
Now, here's Aldridge. He had 16 points in the win against Minnesota. And the dunk by Aldridge.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and the dunk caps it off.
Yeah, run your offense with that kind of precision. Not much anyone can do to stop it.
Here's Adams. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Chicago. Here's George. And good as it rattles through the hoop. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, Kevin, it's a must that you contest Paul George, especially from the mid-range. This is a dominant shooter from there.
Aldridge with a screen on Anthony. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by George.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Well, that's just great work from Paul George to spot the open man. And at his size, he can see right over the defense.
Now here's Leonard. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Leonard kicks to Gasol. 6 to shoot. There's Green with the 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. They've led by as many as 11 points. Looking ahead to their next game, playing at New Orleans, they'll match up against the Pelicans. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
Listen, we know Steven Adams is one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. You've got to have great awareness about him on the glass.
San Antonio calls timeout. Well, Doris, beside what he brings to a team on the court, Steven Adams also helps the team in the locker room with his presence.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You can hear it in the way Steven Adams interacts with both the press and his teammates. He's a very personable guy. There's a sharp wit to him that can help ease tension within a team or sometimes, if necessary, with the media.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Rudy Gay's checked in for Aldridge. Ginobili comes in for Green, and it's DeJounte Murray in for Patty Mills. Now here's Murray. He has 6. And Adams sends it back.
And the defense of Steven Adams is so important to this team. They depend on him to be a rim protector now.
Here's Anthony. AT that time from Leonard.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. It's Leonard with the jam.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points. Now here's Anthony. A 32-point game for him in the win against Chicago. Steps back and shoots. And it's Anthony again missing. Spurs trail by 8. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Gay dishes to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
There's 53 seconds left in the first half. Felton kicks to Anthony. Grant the pass to Anthony. That one goes in. Anthony's got 6 points in the quarter.
I'll tell you, what a start in the first quarter, and now he's taking it to a new level here in the second.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Here's the screen. Ginobili outside. Murray dishes to Gasol. 5 on the clock. Gay kicks to Leonard. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Gay.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Adams sets the pick for Grant. Dishes it to Anthony. Shoots over Leonard. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Oklahoma City out in front, up by 5. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, and I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He had 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
Shaq, let's get your thoughts on San Antonio.
Well, I didn't even know who some of these guys were, but their bench came up with some big shots, gave the team a lift offensively. It's always possible those guys will see more minutes in the second half, but at the same time, if you're a starter for a reason. We shall see, Ernie.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
Yeah, the first half, what a thing of beauty. He was just living in the lane.
How special is it, Greg, to watch a guy who's able to get into the paint with speed and consistency? They cannot let him get inside like that.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony out there with Paul George. And it's Adams in at the 5 down low. In the corner, it's Aldridge. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And 12 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Robertson the pass to Westbrook. Over Mills. Westbrook can't get it to go.
Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
Back to Mills. Gasol, a screen on Westbrook. And Mills kicks to Gasol. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
Yeah, pretty obvious over the back call there, but being out of position, that was really the only option.
Right, or he can just concede the rebound, and probably better off doing that than picking up a silly foul.
The Thunder with the lead. Second half just getting started, about a minute played. Now here's Westbrook, covered by Mills. The shot's good from Westbrook.
Well, this has become his bread and butter. The mid-range game has been good to Russell Westbrook.
Aldridge a screen. Here's Mills, looking for his first basket still in this one. And Aldridge slams it in.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Yeah, with the score this close, guys, I am shocked at the lack of defensive aggressiveness. That has to be shored up.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it, following the bucket by the Spurs. Well, it's definitely within striking distance now.
Yeah, but they've got to make each possession count on both sides of the floor.
George against Leonard. Green, the screen. Gasol kicks to Mills. With the teardrop, outside Gasol. Again, the miss by Gasol. The Thunder have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Lob pass to George, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Leonard.
Well, I think a big issue for him right now is his performance from the mid-range. Just nothing seems easy for him at the moment, and it's resulted in a lot of missed opportunities for himself and his team when he's taking that shot.
San Antonio trailing here. Now Mills kicks it to Leonard. Aldridge a screen. Now here's Green for the tie, and he makes the bucket through contact and gets the whistle too.
And the road back into this game wasn't a short one, but they've managed to make it all the way back and tie this thing up.
And you love the heart, the fire they've shown here. Let's see if they can keep up this level of tenacity.
And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards 3 positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Doris, you ended a very successful college career a few years before professional women's basketball was fully established. How much do you wish you could have had a chance to go pro and play in what is now the WNBA?
How about this, Kev? The last 10 minutes of my senior season, the last 10 minutes of my final game, I blow out my knee. Otherwise, I would have gone to either Sweden or Ireland to play professionally. But sure, of course, I wish the WNBA was formed. It came 10 years after my graduation in 1987. Oh, what could have been.
Yeah. And Doris is thriving, right? I mean, there is such a following for the WNBA.
Last year's finals may be the most competitive in history. It's really grown leaps and bounds.
So fun to watch. Here's Roberson after Pau Gasol's bucket. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. That one's off, still out of sync.
They've got to start working for better shots. Just 1 for 4 in the second half so far.
They get it back. Gasol kicks to Aldridge. The feed to Mills. Goes up again. And Aldridge with the layup. Aldridge has got 16 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Outside Westbrook. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Well, Doris, you've said this many times. Few players as competitive as Russell Westbrook in the league. He goes full speed from start to finish, and you get the feeling he would play the entire game if his coach let him.
What I love most about Russell Westbrook is how much this guy just loves to compete. And it's that mentality that allows him to take over games, even if things aren't falling his way. It's hard to think of a guy who wants to win more in the league.
Roof shots.
And that one misses.
I think one of the things that makes Russell Westbrook so unique is his hunger. He puts his heart on the line during every possession. Forget every game, every possession.
The Spurs making a switch here. Burns checked in. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for the Thunder. And he's good on the second. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Mills with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Right side Aldridge. He's feeling it. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 5 assists in the game.
And now this game is becoming a showcase for Aldridge. He's been out of control. A one-man team. Now it's just a matter of getting him the ball and getting out of his way.
And it's out of bounds to the Thunder as Oklahoma City retains possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, superb awareness, Greg, right? Not allowing them to get comfortable running their offense, being super aggressive.
Bertanis, he's checked in for the Spurs. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from George. And here's Mills. Aldridge a screen. Outside, Green. The pass to Aldridge. And the dunk by Aldridge.
And I would not be surprised to see them double him up here. And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
Paul's checked in for Danny Green.
One shot, mind the lanes.
And that one falls for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket, and with his size, that turnaround, Jay, is just about unstoppable.
Here's Westbrook. That one wide left.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
Mills with it. Westbrook picks him up. And Mills kicks to Paul. Aldridge a screen. Back to Mills. 4 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Paul. And he hits the jump shot.
And really the story of the half. One team shooting it lights out. The other, the lights are just out.
Yeah, that's right. You said it. They don't find a way to switch it back on. They're in trouble.
Now here's Westbrook. He's got 23. And it's Westbrook again missing.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but it's not helping his team. That was an awful quarter.
Here's Mills. To the middle. Here's Laverne. And Laverne throws it down.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
There's no doubt. They're making all the right moves. Their chemistry tonight has been phenomenal.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up. Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
And now let's take a look at the most efficient scoring teams in the NBA. In third, the Thunder.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. They trail by 11. And George kicks to Westbrook over Anderson. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by George. 25 points for Russell Westbrook.
Well, Westbrook will not be bothered by an aggressive defender. This guy can get his shot against anyone.
Now Anderson, quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Pass to Laverne, fires it up. That shot off. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Now here's Westbrook. He's guarded closely, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Westbrook's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, how strong does Russell Westbrook venture into the paint? He is outstanding this close to the rack.
Paul kicks to Anderson. They set the pick. Pass to Laverne. Paul with the three. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Anderson's got his first points of the night.
That's just sheer determination on the offensive glass, beating everyone to the spot for the tip-in.
Here's Roberson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Patterson dishes to Westbrook. And the layup's good off the glass. Westbrook's got 29.
Westbrook can absorb contact, Kevin. He's got great focus and great finishing ability.
And Forbes kicks to Paul. Pass to Bertens. From past the arc. The Spurs with a new 24. And it's Laverne missing.
Boy, a little too casual on the layup. Temporary loss of focus. Not good.
Shot's good by Anthony.
Well, if you let Melo get his feet set, turn the lights off.
Spurs leading by 5. Here is Forbes. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Bertans. He feeds it to Forbes. Over Westbrook. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Patterson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
And it's Westbrook missing.
Well, he carves out the space he needs. Just the finish was not good.
The dish to Forbes. Kicks it out to Paul. Puts one up from 19. And the bank shot is good. Paul's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Not a fan of those kinds of passes.
So both teams making some changes here. San Antonio leading by 7. Ginobili kicks to Murray. They set the screen. Back to Ginobili. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Here's Murray. It's hauled in by Paul George. George has got his 3rd rebound tonight. But they get it back. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Gay with it. George picks him up. Gay against George. Ginobili outside. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Grant. Feeds it to Murray. Gay outside. A 3-ball. Tries yet again. And there's the play by Anderson inside. Anderson's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
Well, he doesn't quit on that play. Just stays with it and gets some easy points on the putback. That's nice.
Dishes to George. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. A different look for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Ferguson subbed in for Paul George. Here's Felton. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Grant kicks to Abrinas. Clock at 6. Here's Adams. Rebound San Antonio. Gasol's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboards.
Now here's Murray. 6 points for him. Over Felton. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Steven Adams picks one up. For San Antonio, they have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
And they've been mediocre all season long, just about 72% from the line.
Two shots. Last on the first.
The first one falls. The Spurs making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. And so Murray nails both of them.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Felton kicks to Grant. And there's the pass to Abrinas. Screen by Adams. Tries to snap the cold streak. A rebound by Gasol. San Antonio leading by 11.
And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
Now here's Leonard. And the shot goes in. Leonard's got 20.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Here's Grant. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Adams with the screen on Leonard. Grant the pass to Abrinas. And the 3 off target. And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that three-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
15 seconds left in the third. Here's Abrinas. He's covered by Ginobili. Lets it go from deep. They get the rebound. Adams. Basket good.
Well, you can't do anything more defensively to stop Steven Adams. This guy is growing into a solid interior threat.
Ginobili. He can't get it to go. LaMarcus Aldridge has been on display for San Antonio. It's been an excellent game for him offensively. He's got 21 points and counting. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
We got to now start to anchor down defensively right now. Trust each other and trust the loads. It's not just one-on-one defense. It's together.
A little help from your friends. This is what Billy wants. He wants a lot of communication, wants teamwork. And guys, you were talking during that break. You think his team is listening.
Well, you know, you also have to credit the other team. I always say, you know, they get checks on the 1st and 15th also. I mean, the offensive play calling is having an effect, and let's just see how they respond.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Ginobili out there with Green. Then it's Pau Gasol. And it's Gay in at the small forward position. That's the San Antonio 5.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Here's Westbrook. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Westbrook dishes to Grant. Some solid defense from Gay.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Ginobili kicks to Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. 24 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Here's Grant. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Well, this is why Jeremy Grant's size is important. Stretches out beautifully whenever he's close to the rack.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. Leonard kicks to Green. Back to Leonard. Six to shoot. Gay, a screen on Anthony. Here's Ginobili, and Adams sends it back. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. Anthony leading the charge. Right wing. Felton the pass to Westbrook. Anthony kicks to Grant. Screen by Adams. Adams sets the pick for Grant. Misses the 3. Spurs leading by 15. Ginobili outside. He dishes it to Leonard. Here's the screen. Gasol, a screen on Felton. Here's Ginobili. And the shot no good, a bit short.
I'll tell you, they've had to look elsewhere for their scoring, and they've gotten it. This guy has had very little impact on the game offensively.
Grant outside. Here's Anthony. No good that time. Great D that time from Leonard. The Spurs have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Gasol a screen. Leonard dishes to Ginobili. Gasol a screen on Westbrook. Up off the screen.
And Gasol is a master at utilizing his strength inside, forcing the defense to become physical with him whenever he has the ball in deep.
Two shots.
No good on that one.
And over the years, Gasol has proven himself to be a valuable teammate, someone guys love to be around, a guy that plays well with just about anybody.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Manu Ginobili. And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Roberson, he's checked in for Grant. He's off on the second. Thunder trailing by 15. Down low. And finished off by Westbrook.
The absolute ferocity from Russell Westbrook. The rim. My goodness, how you feeling?
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Now, here's Gasol. Gasol a screen. Kicks it to Mills. Back to Aldridge. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. And the Thunder making a switch here. George is checked in. A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Shot clock at 3. And here's Leonard from 3. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Oh, great job on the closeout, providing a lot of good D on the perimeter.
Well, that's just superb effort on the defensive end. You don't allow the shooter to get into a rhythm from deep.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Here's Leonard following the score by Oklahoma City. Aldridge a screen. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And really, he played mistake-free basketball up to that point. That's the only time he's turned it over so far.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
And he's just attacking the rim with force here. They need to try and deny him the ball in the paint to keep him away from the basket.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Billy Donovan talking to his team. He was not happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Now here's Mills, defended by George. Out to the right wing. And here's Mills from the arc. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 6 assists here tonight. Thunder trailing by 14. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Now here's Mills. Gasol, a screen on Anthony. They kick it out to Green. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
And weak rotation defensively. This is not a guy you want to leave open when you're trying to stay in the game.
Now, the defense just not in sync there, right? You've got to do a better job communicating. Well, he had the defense's attention, dropping 2 threes in the first half, but he hasn't made one since.
He kicks it to Mills. Aldridge a screen. The feed now to Leonard. Back to Mills. Lets it fly. Money from the wing. And the Spurs lead by 19.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Roberson the pass to Westbrook. To stop the run. But they recover it. And another shot. Here's Adams. No good. Not a friendly rim at all this trip down. San Antonio leading by 19 points. Mills with it. Outside Leonard. Aldridge a screen. Back to Mills. Outside Leonard. Outside Gasol. Over Anthony. And he can't bank that one in. Here's Roberson. Guarded by Green. The 10-footer. Roberson can't hit. And here are the Spurs. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Leonard kicks to Green. Gasol, a screen on George. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession.
Yeah, just couldn't hang on to it. Didn't look ready to receive it. At least they've got some room for error, but still a poor possession there.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Now, here's Westbrook. Tight defense on him. San Antonio with the rebound. Gasol's got 14, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Now, here's Mills. Outside Leonard. Pass to Gasol. He feeds it to Mills. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Thunder trailing by 19. Here's Anthony, and he's finally able to knock one down.
That's what you call filling the lane to perfection. Anthony with the quick-hitting bucket.
And here's Mills. Pass to Gasol. For the 3. The rebound by Paul George. George has got his 4th rebound in this one. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know, that's just the power and strength from Anthony, able to take the hit and still play through it.
And last season for Melo was a bit of a circus. A lot of barbs being traded through the media between him and Knicks management. Neither party, Doris, pleased with what was happening, and it was a distraction to his play on the floor.
I think Melo is probably looking forward to putting that behind him. The trade rumors from a season ago didn't help. They certainly took a toll on the New York Knicks, and it's very hard to be a productive player with that much going on outside the confines of the lines.
San Antonio leading by 14. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Outside, Green. There's the triple. Leonard dishes to Gasol. Just 5 on the clock. Shot's good by Mills.
And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
Thunder trailing by 17. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Passes it to George. Adams with the screen on Leonard. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
Kevin, this is a case where it's just the pure strength of Paul George, able to fight through contact so well on these shots.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
Now here's Green. It's stolen by Adams. And here we go, Anthony heading to the hoop. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
How about that? He made no mistake on that one.
Spurs leading by 12. Aldridge a screen. The 3 from Mills. Kept alive. Gasol kicks to Mills. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Mills has got 11 points in the quarter.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Well, I think during this timeout, they've got to talk about ways to deny the basketball to him. That's the key, because when he gets it, chances are he's going to score.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Well, I like to see them mix it up a little bit. You've got to keep the opposition off balance.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kawhi Leonard.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. On defense, San Antonio. Outside Westbrook. From deep, George drops in the tray.
He hits one in the first half, another here. Not prolific, but the defense has to keep an eye on him.
Spurs leading by 12. Now Mills. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. The dish to Mills. Outside Gasol. Spurs working the ball around now. Shot clock at 5. In the corner, it's Aldridge. Lots of room. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Here's Anthony. Mills with the rebound.
Boy, that's just the kind of tight defense you need to play on him. Any kind of room at all, and he'll bury it.
Feeds it to Green. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Green passes to Leonard. Over George. And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 6 in the quarter.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, you've got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
Robertson dishes to George. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Gasol's got his 16th rebound on the night. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Outside, Green. Aldridge down low. Adams on him. And it's Aldridge missing.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
Boy, when Westbrook has got that outside stroke going, he's super dangerous. The one weak spot in his game early was the long-distance shot. No longer.
Now, here's Mills. Aldridge a screen. Green kicks to Leonard. Leonard draws the double. The wide open look here for Aldridge. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. There's 25 seconds left in the game. Here's the screen. Here's Felton. Got a piece of it. They recover it. Singler for 3. The rebound by the Spurs. Here is Forbes. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Danny, a strong defensive effort both individually and team. Now, how comfortable are you at that end of the floor now, knowing that you can make things tough on the opposition?
Well, we want to make them take tough shots. We're not comfortable at any point defensively, but we got to continue to be active and be aggressive and get our hands on loose balls.
It's been the mark of the Spurs for a long time, Danny. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
Infinity.